Morning everyone, welcome back to Nat's Knackers Yard. I'll be Nat, this will be the Knackers Yard. I say morning because it is quite early, 8:15 on a Sunday. Not quite sure what happened this morning. The dog wanted to go out, woke me up and I couldn't get back to sleep. I'm not going to fuck around with Sting today. I am, don't get me wrong, I am, because it's intriguing me as much as anything else, but that's not going to be my central focus today. It burnt too much yesterday without a great deal of success. But my USB slot has arrived, which I'm really quite chuffed about. Took fecking long enough. Comes with cabling, which is probably going to be too short, and I'm going to bang him on the Thundercat. Why? Because it's my day bike, and I know, having watched me put quite so much effort into getting the paintwork looking good, there'll be various people upset at the condition that I'm allowing it to get in already, but it's a working bike. That's what it's what it's for. Right, so what am I going to do? I'm going to mount this bad boy onto the pseudo dash, I suppose. Needs to be that side really, because I do still have the fan switch on the other side, and it, I mean, I suppose I could bang it there. Well, let me have a think actually. I've just naturally assumed it was going to go there. It would be easier to do if it was there. What do you think? I prefer it up here. I think just a little bit tucked away, it's a little bit obvious there, and I think, well, I'm going to whip that off anyway because I want to get to, it'll help me get to the wiring, but I think that's solid under there, not hollow, so I'm not going to be able to dip it in. So, yeah. It would be really handy if I had one of those hole drills. Hole drills? How fucking stupid does that sound? Every drill makes a hole. You know what I'm on about, the ones with a pillar and then the dish around it. I've got one somewhere, but I'm fucked if I know where it is. So I think what I'm going to do is, there is a twisty sleeve in here, is undo that, hold it up there, grab a pen, draw around it, drill a load of small holes and then just join them up. A bit of filing down and job will be a good one. I'm pretty adamant though that those wires that it come with it, the cables that come with it, are not going to reach past the tank into the battery under the seat. I'm sure they won't, so yeah, I'll have to do something. When I bought my cheap tank, I didn't buy a cheap tank, I bought a cheap fuel cap. Yeah, that's what you get when you buy cheap Chinese rubbish. Rusting inside already. It's mental. I have to do something about those. Not now. And in fact, actually, arguably, it tones the bike down quite a little bit, so it's quite nice. Right, I'm going to get this cover off and we'll have a look at what we're dealing with. Right, there you go. That's you zoomed in on the circle. I've just drawn around the locking nut, the back nut. Like I say, I don't have a big chop. There's a popular rumour. I don't have the hole drill. I know it's called something else, and every drill drills a hole, but you know what I'm saying. So I'm just going to go around the edge with a normal drill, and then join the edges together, hopefully. Assuming this doesn't just slip and cock everything up. Right. There we go. What I'm going to do is get a knife and join the holes together. And there we go. Have a very rough hole. I'm obviously going to have to file that out, but that's why I've done it deliberately small. See how we get on. Right, and a bit of cocking around later, and we're in. It doesn't need to screw that into there because the main piece is going to screw onto the back. So let's get these wires attached so I don't have to do them later. A bit croaky this morning. Pokey, pokey, pokey through the hole. It's got a little inline fuse on this, which is quite good. It's that back section I was destined to lose. If you're still pointing in the right place, pretty much. I might have nudged you at some point. Right. Nice and snug. Right, I'm going to have to move you while I screw that on because I can't get to it. So let's drop you back in a sec. Right, so that's it, nice and secured at the top. Now looking at cable routing. Now I can either go up and under. I think what I'm going to do is tuck under the plastics and up that way. Which does mean they're going to have to be low. They're never going to be long enough as it is. So let's, I do want to keep the inline fuse. Be handy, but it is going to get tucked behind there. So let me see if I can get that done. Right, so there we go. That's the wires extended through, under, out, round, and up the top. Just going to trim them off and tag them in. Right, so there we go. Battery all connected up. Caps open. Got a little turny on button. And I get my voltage, although it appears to be flashing on this camera. It says 12.9. That is a solid picture. It's the refresh rate matches perfectly the camera. That's interesting. Right, and more importantly, I can turn it off. Right, let's get all this tagged back together. Right, and there we go. Job's a good one. All loaded up there. I'm going to take a photo so you can see that that isn't flashing. Oh, actually, if I get close, you can see it properly. There you go. So yeah, that's all hunky-dory. I've tested it out, works fine. It only charges when the light is on, which is good because it means I can just turn it off and leave it. And like I said on previous ones, it's not going to get constant use. That's not what it's for. It's there for when I need it, because I do carry battery packs. So yeah. That is the Thundercat done. Now the only thing that I can possibly think more that I might want to do in a future date is heated grips. What is it? It's early March now. The weather is getting warmer. Birds are tweeting. Isn't that nice? Weather is getting better. So I managed when it was super cold and it was fine actually. The little bit of buffeting that the fairing gives you was enough. Whether that will count for a proper winter and, you know, like a sort of October, November riding, I don't know yet. But I don't need it. You don't need it now. But that is Cat done. Cat is now a Commute machine, as you can tell by the general keck that tends to sit on it. Right, that'll do me. I might have a play later on today with Sting. If I do, I'll film it separately. I'll upload it separately, I think. But it kind of broke me a little bit yesterday. I had a really interesting message actually, and thanks for all your support and your advice. It's you know, I try and reply to every message, not always immediately because life, but yeah, thanks for all the support and all the messages and all the suggestions. Lots of people saying sounds like the starter motor is doing what it should be doing. Actually, by putting your hand, obviously you've got the starter motor joining, putting your hand, I can feel it, you know, I can feel it turning stuff. There's questions over whether or not the pickup is clean. Good point, I have to have a look at that. And a few like general timing advice and issues, but yeah, it was all a bit much yesterday, so it's going to take a bit of a break. I have got somebody theoretically coming to look at Commute again, but I'm starting to get threaders with buyers being all enthusiastic and then not rocking up. But we'll see what happens. But on the bright side, and I needed a bright side, I really did. Look at that, the sun's come out just to frame him beautifully. The cat's good. The cat is a good boy. And now I have the ability to charge on the move. It's going to be so much better. Right, thanks very much all. That'll do me. Cheers. Catch you later.